This is something I've never done in this channel, man, but I saw this movie and I had a lot of people asking me for my opinion on it. A lot of people ask me for my opinion on this movie. I might make this video specifically like members only, because I just don't know if people really want to see my opinion on Sinners. But I did, in fact, check out this movie over the weekend, man, and I had a couple of things that I wanted to say about it. First of all, the obvious thing is 10 out of 10 movie, in my opinion, probably the best movie I've seen all year. Sinners with Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler, man. Anytime that they link up, they really haven't missed very much. Now, if you guys don't know anything about me, I just saw this last night. Dime, let's go. If you guys know anything about me, my favorite genre of movies is horror. I don't care what it is. I don't care when it is. I'm talking 1920, 30, black and white. One of my favorite movies is Night of the Living Dead. The oldest one, I think, is from the 50s. I got freaking DVDs of like old horror movies. Like, I love horror movies. I love psychological horror. I'm literally like a horror junkie. Like, any horror movie you can think of, I've probably seen it several times. This movie in particular, though, like the way that this movie was filmed, the way that it was shot was so, like, it was done so perfect. It was done so well. I was watching this movie and was feeling, I got this like feeling of like this kind of pride. Like, I don't know what it was, but it was this like proud feeling of when the introduction of the music and the blues and the history and the scenes where they incorporated, I don't want to say voodoo, because I'm sure it's not voodoo. Voodoo is the negative. The spiritual element of the movie with the old ways of doing things, back from the homeland. You know what I'm saying? The old way of doing things. That kind of stuff made me feel super proud to watch this and see that it's not something that should be seen as a negative. It's not something that should have been seen or viewed as the wrong way, right? Hoodoo. Thank you so much. Hoodoo. Thank you. The hoodoo aspect of it was something like, man, this is something that we should embrace, that I felt like I wish I would have embraced or would embrace that a little bit more than some of the things that have been kind of forced on us as a society now, man. So and the woman who played Smoke's girl was like my favorite character. And she was the one who was doing the hoodoo and kind of knew everything. Spoiler alert. If you have not seen the movie, please, if you have not seen the movie, I know it's been out since April. I don't want to spoil anything for you. This is just kind of my review of it. So I'm giving you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds. Okay, I gave you 10 seconds to leave. Okay, I gave you 10 seconds to leave. All right. So, one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when he gets to the house, when he gets to Annie's house after finally coming back after being gone from being in Chicago, by the way. Hold up. Being in Chicago, by the way, from being in Chicago, coming back and working for Al Capone and all that stuff, seeing that they had lost a child, and him going and kind of paying his respect was the first thing he did. He went in, they obviously, you know what I'm saying, did they thing. But her saying, how did you not know? You think that you just been manifesting and working these things on your own. How did you know that my prayers aren't the things that brought you back to me? It was like, really hit my soul a little bit, because a lot of times I feel like we think we're controlling everything when we're not. And there's oftentimes somebody else laying their hands and their prayers and sending their prayers up for us to succeed, and we just don't know it, right? So I thought that was a really amazing part of the movie. I'm a huge fan of Quentin Tarantino. And I as soon as I saw the switch happen in the movie, it reminded me of From Dusk Till Dawn. That was probably one of the first movies I ever saw in the movie theater. And I went with my grandma, which is crazy. But the we don't typically get good creature feature movies. If y'all understand what I'm saying by that, we don't typically get good vampire, werewolf, zombie movies. Sometimes they just be cheesy. This was done incredibly well. I like that they didn't overdo it with the makeup, but they didn't overdo it with you know what I'm saying, the fangs and the type of things that they were able to do. They weren't flying all over the place. They didn't turn in the back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a little bit more of a realistic view. I like what they did with the eyes and things like that. Obviously, my favorite scene of all, was the transition scene in the movie where they showed all the different types of music, the DJs, the hip hop, the homage to the African dancing. That was my favorite scene in the whole movie. I'm watching it like, this is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful to see. And then to see all of these things in this space of this kind of like juke joint type of space, which definitely took me back to like Color Purple. But to see all of these things taking place out of place, right? It's not really in place. You wouldn't typically see somebody, you know, b-boy dancing in a juke joint. And I saw that and I thought that was really amazing. Another thing that I thought was really amazing was, not really amazing, but the way that they portrayed the lead vampire on the other side, the lead vampire basically saying, I want your music. I want your talent. If I can just get a hold of you, I'll be good. Just completely blew my mind and thought about how much culture vulturism that happens with everything, you know, with everything, the music, the style, all of that. If I could just get a little bite of that, I'll be good. So hearing him say that was like, wow, they were able to portray that in a different way by saying, I heard you from a mile away and I want what you got, which is the style, which is the you know, the soul that is lacking in a lot of different types of music. It's just lacking soul. So much symbolism, right? So much symbolism. That actually was one of my favorite parts too. I loved all of the tropes, like the garlic, the stake through the heart. I love the tropes. I love not them needing to be allowed in, which was one of those things I thought was really shitty when it came to old girl, because they knew her. They was gonna let her in anyway. What else? I'm rambling a little bit, but I really did enjoy the movie. And I really did enjoy how they kind of brought things back to a more recent time in the 90s with Stack. When Stack came back in the 90s, I thought that was really dope to see that too. And the fact that they let him live, he still honored his brother by letting him live. And then that being Buddy Guy was just like, bro, just completely blew my mind, man. I was really, really impressed with the drawbacks and how they brought everything back together. So all in all, man, I'm sure I missed a couple of things. I don't want to make this like a 40-minute review, but all in all, I really, really, really enjoyed the movie. I watched it like I was locked in watching this movie. Stack was definitely, if I had to, well, actually, honestly, if I had to align with more of one, I would probably be more like Smoke. Stack was the wild card in my opinion, and Smoke was a little bit more rooted in you know what I'm saying, and locked in. I loved that scene at the end where he finally got a chance to rejoin them on the other side. I thought that was beautiful, and I love that he still got a chance to air out old boy who was gonna come back and do them dirty anyway. So like I said, I'm sure I probably missed a couple of things. The 1992 scene was amazing. I could have figured that a lot of people probably left before that scene actually happened, which you would have done yourself a disservice by leaving the film early. But I'm loving the fact that they left the door open for a sequel with Sinners in 1992. However, his brother isn't there, so I don't know how crazy that would be, but I still love that they left the door open for a Sinners too. So yes. All right. My bad. I'm gonna probably put that out for members only, man. But that is my review of Sinners. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it in the comments. Let me know down below how you felt about it and what were some of your favorite parts. Again, this was definitely a couple of spoilers, so I did try to give you guys time to leave. All right, let's jump back into some of the other topics, gang.